Hi, my name is John Haynes, the founder member of the International Coaching Academy. With all my years of experience of failing and succeeding and learning from top people, having role models, who is your role model? I've learned so many good things, but also I've studied some of the greats in this world that has made a massive difference. And one of my role models is Abraham Maslow. Have you heard about that Maslow's hierarchy of needs? You have? Well, listen, on our personal performance coaching course, we share with you how he really meant it. Not just a pyramid, not just for the corporate people. This is about life itself. And I'm going to share with you now one of Maslow's needs. But listen, all of us, I want to think right now. You're on this journey to make a difference. All of us are going to be in and out of education all our lives. Because of change now, they are saying in the next 3 years there's going to be more change than our grandparents had in the whole of their lifetime. Now, when it comes to business and careers, we're realizing now every 2 to 3 years we've got to reskill ourselves just to keep our jobs or run our business. So every time you're learning now, from now on, you're going on a course, you're reading a book, you're going on a seminar, or you're going to university, you've got to say to yourself, with this knowledge I'm learning now, will this be in demand in the next 5 to 10 years? Because what's happening, the saddest thing in life now is university graduates, college people, people on businesses, they're learning skills, they're putting a lot of time and effort into it and paying a lot of money, only to find when they've got the diplomas, once they finish the learning, there's no jobs around, the careers have gone. So every time now you're learning something, you've got to have the foresight and say, what I'm learning, will this be in demand? Will I get paid for this? So what's the point of learning new knowledge if nobody's going to respect you for it or pay you for it? So you might be saying right now, okay, John Haynes, why am I on this personal performance coaching journey with you? How do I know coaching is just not a fad? I thought that when I come into it many years ago. It's not a trend that's going to depreciate in the next 3 to 4 years. It's a situation that Abraham Maslow was adamant about. He said all of us have got needs, 5 deep subconscious needs up there, and they're all personal needs. And coaching and mentoring will always be here for the rest of our days, as long as this earth's about, because all of us like to communicate with other people. There's a need up there, but these 5 needs have got to be met. And if they're not met, if they're violated, that's when people get angry or demotivated or they go into mood swings. So to be a good coach, you've got to realize, I've got to understand these 5 needs. So there it is. If you're going to go into a career and spend time and work hard, you make sure the trend is going to be around forever. And that's why Maslow said coaching and mentoring in his own way will always be here. So let's go through one of the principles of Abraham Maslow. On the journey itself, I'm going to go through the 5 of them with you, but I'm going to select one now. One that possibly, if you activate it, will change it. All of us, these are the 5 needs: the basic need, the security need, the social need, the recognition need, and the self-actualization need, all here. I'm now going to select one, say the social need. Now, what the social need, according to Maslow, this need's inside, and the need says all of us like to feel a part of a team. Wanted. We like to be involved with things. We like to be involved with decision making. We just like to be made to feel important. But once that need has been violated and we never receive it, we then start to get demotivated, get angry. We just like to feel a part of society, a part of our family, a part of our workplace. Good bosses will get everybody around them and ask them to help them make decisions and just be a part of the team. But if it's violated, that's when we react. And the sad part of it now, there's 2 sections of society feel in this country right now that they don't belong anymore. Nobody respects them. They don't feel a part of it. And it's so sad to see. Who do you think the 2 sections of society are now that they don't feel they're a part of the country anymore? You're right. The first section is the old people. Not all the old people, right? And now I'm old, okay? If you're over 60, sometimes people start to look at you. And the biggest regret in my life is when my mother and dad started to go to a ripe old age. We didn't get them involved with the family discussions anymore. I stopped asking my dad for advice. Oh, Dad, you don't understand anymore. Mum, things have changed since your day. How can you say that? So we stopped telling them things, what was going on. And then look back now, and maybe their bodies were old, but the brain wasn't. And they feel unimportant. They didn't feel belong anymore. And it was quite sad to see. And they say a lot of millions of old people are like that now. They just don't feel that the government are listening to them anymore. They're not working anymore. The families are too busy. And they get sad inside, and it's heartbreaking to see. So from now on, any people you know over 60, 65, 70, you treat them with respect. Get them involved. Ask them advice. That's why coaching is brilliant. It doesn't matter. The older you go in coaching, it's the only profession when you get to 50, 60, 70, you're more in demand. It's fantastic. But the other part of society is the young people. Now, not all the young people, but some of the young people have had bad times in school and bad times with the family. They don't feel wanted anymore. They don't feel needed. And it's quite dangerous to see this, because young people, not like the old people go quiet and they wither away, but young people, if they don't feel a part of society, don't feel part of the team, the government's not paying any attention, the parents are neglecting them, they react in certain ways, and some of the ways they react very, very, I would say, demotivational. They get angry, and sometimes they get into gangs. And as you know, now I had a situation many, many years ago. I got asked to coach and mentor a team of 12 boys who had been kicked out of school, and they were really in trouble with the police, and they were, at those days they used to be called ASBOs. And I started coaching and mentoring, and they were giving me a bad time. But because I teach with Accelerator learning, I've done my best to get them as a team, just to get them as a team. And they all had the hoods up all the time, but I then started to make them feel important by asking them questions, getting them involved. And one day I broke them all up into different teams, and I asked them, each team, what's the three people, the three groups of society that you feel as youngsters they've let you down the most? And we were all shocked with the response. All the teams, or they were in different groups, responded the same way. They said, number three was school. They felt they didn't belong in school. They kept getting the English and the maths wrong, and they got laughed at, and they got angry inside, so they couldn't get away from school. They felt school let them down. And that's hard to understand this day and age. The next one was the government and the police. They said everywhere they go, they get pushed along, nobody cares for them. But the big thing they said, and we had to report this back to the directors, they said the families themselves, the mums and dads, they felt they didn't care enough for them, they didn't understand, they were always arguing, they couldn't get away from home fast enough, and that shocked me. So it was my job to make them feel Maslow's social needs, to make them feel important. And over the period of time, they were coming in, they'd been scrapping the night before, but eventually we come together as a team, and they started to feel belonging, and we come together, and at the end of it, we give them certificates. But that's the social need. Suddenly these young men, I found they were very bright, they were very sharp, they just wanted somebody to make them feel important. Now you can do that right now, and that's why coaching is so important. So there's one principle of Maslow: the old people, the fantastic senior citizens, you make them feel important, ask them questions, ask them advice, and the young people, get them together and give them respect and ask them to do little things. It will shock you like they shocked me. I still see these young people now, I've got them in jobs and careers, and they're bright young men now. But if society could do the same, we'd have no more trouble with these fantastic young people, and they are our future. So there's one principle from Maslow. Is that okay? Please, on the journey, I'm going to teach you the other 4 principles, and you will find with these 5 deep subconscious needs, once they're met, the person's mood swings will change. They'll have a smile on their face, they'll have a spring in the step. But if they're violated at any time, that's when they need a good coach and mentor to come along and get them focused again. So there's Maslow's social need. Now I'm going to ask you to take 2 action steps. First of all, the big action step, I want you to look within yourself and say, am I operating in any of these? First of all, the social need. I want you now in your neighborhood to go the extra mile. Who do you know? Any people over 60, 65, 70, who do you know that you could go out and make them feel special? Just make them feel important. Go the extra mile with them. Just give them a lift. Become their friend. Just make them feel a part of the team. I want you to write 3 people's names down right now and then commit to go out and see them. Come on, go the extra mile. Imagine the difference you're going to make in their lives. So there's one action step. Now the other action step with these young people. You're a leader, you're a coach. Know what I want you to do? I want you to go out and coach them. And they might say, I don't know all this. Sit them down and ask them what's their visions for the future. What's the goals? What do they want to achieve in life? What's their music inside? And give them little action points and give them at least 4 coaching sessions. You will be surprised on a one-to-one when nobody else is around, or their defensives will come down and they will listen to you and they will appreciate you. So just give them 4 action coaching sessions. You will feel good about yourself and they will never, never forget it. So there's your action points. There's Maslow. Get ready for the other 4 Maslow's needs, and I promise you this, once you understand this, not only will you have a job for life, but you will have a difference in your heart for the whole of your life. Go with Maslow's needs.